What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Clear Prop Outdoors channel. Back at it again with another video. Had a comment a while back from Kyle, and he basically was asking, can we give us a rundown of all the gear we use all year long. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot. I haven't accrued a whole lot, but I'd say as far as getting into it for a beginner, I would say for a beginning duck hunter is worth it. I have certain opinions on certain things that a lot of people might not agree with, but it is what it is. So for starters, let's get into it. The main thing I would say, number one, we'll get into is the waders. The first pair of waders I have a pair of Cabela's that are like real thin. They're lightweight. They're just not even like, not neoprene or anything like that. They're just kind of like basic fishing waders in the Max 7 camo. Those are legit. Those are awesome. I would use those year round because you could put more layers on underneath them. You don't sweat. You can kind of regulate that. However, the waders I've been using, which I paid a pretty decent amount of money for just to give them a shot because I was going to go with the banded waders. However, I've heard some mixed things on those, so I was just going to, stay away and save my money. So I went and purchased the... As you can see, they're really heavy, and they're stupidly heavy in my opinion. But I went and purchased the Drake waders, the equator, I don't know. But I went and purchased these, and these things the boots in them are absolutely ridiculously heavy. You walk 5 yards in these and you're tired. Like, it's ridiculous. Other than that, I think they're really great. They're very hot. They apparently have a tearaway liner on the inside. I have no idea how that works. I can't figure it out. It does not look like it tears away. So I wouldn't recommend these. I would recommend going with a little more high-priced wader. You already know where I'm going with this, but I would recommend going with those. You buy one pair, they got a lifetime warranty, you're done with it. You poke a hole in them, crossing a fence, if you shoot a duck, flies on the other side, cool, go get it. So to table those, they're good if you hunt anywhere but Florida. I will say that. If you hunt anywhere from Florida, you go to Georgia, you get cold winters, you get stuff like that, I'm sure it could work. But we got mucky bottom, which is hard to pull those boots out of because they don't have anything to keep your foot in the boot. Not a fan. I would not recommend those, unfortunately. Now I'm sure they work for everywhere else. I can't speak for that because I haven't really used them anywhere else and really walked in any other kind of water. But down here, man, our water is trash. However, the other thing I would say, since we're on the water subject, this is a banded wader bag that I bought because I liked it, because I like the whole fold up thing that keeps them waterproof or whatever. I can't say I've ever submerged them, so I wouldn't know that, but this thing's pretty good. It's like $80 on Amazon or something like that. Pretty good. I would recommend it. Another thing as water goes, here we do get coldish days. We get during our winter, which is a whole 5 days long, we get 30 degree, 40 degree days, which here, it's a humid cold, cuts right through you, it's cold. So second on water thing is the Delta, I believe it's the wading jacket. Sure, it's the Delta wading jacket. I believe they have a light version of this, which I have, it's in the truck, which is like a rain jacket. This stuff here, I could wear that thing, the lighter one, year round and be terrific with the long sleeve underneath it. This, no long sleeve needed. I could wear this shirt exactly and be absolutely warm in it all year long. Once again, Sitka's product has a lifetime warranty. Highly recommend it. If it gets torn up, you pay, this jacket cost me like $500 and some change. Worth it. I have a lifetime warranty on it. I tear it on a barbed wire fence, I rip it coming out of the truck, whatever. I'm fat, who knows? I'll tear stuff up. I send it right back, they'll send me a new one. No ifs, ands, or buts, no questions asked. I know that because this one is that. I tore it across through a fence, they said no big deal. Send us that one back, they sent me a new one. You gotta go through loopholes with them, but it's no big deal. It was not that big of a deal to just throw away $500. So that's, highly recommend this. Another thing on waterproofness, I do have it's got shells in it, so it's kind of heavy. The banded, I don't remember what this thing's called, but it's the banded watertight. You can find it on Amazon. It's like another $80. It's good. Wish it had more pockets. I will be exchanging that out for the Dr. Duck duck locker, I think is what it's called, just because I do have camera equipment now, so I would like to be able to stash that in there along with some shells and some other stuff, and then strap it to a fence post or a tree or something, and I can just grab it out, and I don't have to worry about sitting on the ground. It doesn't. We get a lot of dew here, so a lot of dew sets in, and you pull stuff out, it's wet, your hands are wet. Getting it up off the ground, big advantage. Moving on to the next thing, decoys. I got the Final Approach mini mallards. They're good. I got the, I don't remember who makes, I think it was Northern Flight that makes the weights and cables for them. They're good. These pins though, these little pins on their rigs, I'll call it, I've broken many a one already, just from, you chuck them out and it's like you chuck it and it's like, well there goes that weight, and you're never gonna find it. It's gone. Write it off. So yeah, there's that. Getting into other decoys, I have a Mojo green wing teal on the 15 foot Mojo pole extension. That is handy because here, if you hunt in open water, you're hunting a lot of deep water, and that gets annoying. You gotta put a Mojo pole, like a standard one that comes up to like here on a normal human. You put it in the water and the thing will sink straight to the bottom. You're hunting, 14 feet deep, whatever. It's deeper than you can stand, unless you're shack. But so that thing is a huge advantage, and it picks it up a little bit. They see it a little better. If you're hunting in some shrubby stuff, it's good. So definitely would recommend the extension pole on any Mojo you get, or Lucky Duck or whatever. I like Mojo. I actually got a Lucky Duck, and it's in the back of this truck somewhere. I'm not a fan of it. Unfortunately, I would love to represent their product in a positive way because everybody else seems to use them and love them. But from my experience, I bought two now, and I can get neither one to work proficiently. The battery charging systems, I don't know if it doesn't charge it enough. Chuck it in the water, it'll work for a week, and then it's shot. So, and a week for us, because usually we just hunt on Sundays. A week for us is several hunts. That's great, but we got 60 days to chase these ducks. So a week in retrospect to 60 days, what's 5 days, 6, 7 days out of 60? That doesn't do anything for me. So the Mojo's held up. It has the remote system I have on my lanyard. Works great. We'll recommend it. Buy it. Do it. Use it. Yeti 75 quart cooler. That's handy. It's too big. It's too heavy, but it works. There's a duck in there right now, actually. As a matter of fact. What else do we got in here? I do want to talk about these. Those are important. And I was a little disorganized for this, but it's fine. So, first things first, when on the topic of decoys, these dive bomb decoy bags. These things are badass. Would highly recommend them. As you can see, I've kind of ghettoed mine up over time with writing the stuff on them and whatnot, but just to know what's in a bag without having to pull it out, because I do have 3 of them in here, so you're like, oh, this one's my trash decoys, this one's this, all right, so those bags are amazing. Go to divebombdecoys.com or something like that. Go get yourself some decoy bags. They keep everything organized in a very spectacular fashion. Go get those decoy bags. Those things are awesome. Highly recommend Dive Bomb's products, every single one of them. Their stuff is bad to the bone. It works. This is not a paid sponsorship. I just love their product, and I will tell you honestly, if it sucked, it sucks. I will tell you it sucks. Their stuff's good. Their stuff's legit. Big fan of that. They're a smaller company, and you get stuff, you order stuff, it's here. Like, they have Amazon quality shipping in a home-based kind of company, like a little, not necessarily mom and pop, because it's a little bigger than that, but a standalone company, not a big corporate company. So they do excellent work on their stuff. What's next? Oh, these. So as I was getting into waders, these were an important topic. These are the new Lacrosse. I'm unfamiliar of the model of these. It's not on them anywhere. These are the new Lacrosse Optifade boots. You get them, they match the Sitka stuff, that when you get the the timber. I usually rock the timber, as you can see from the hood of the jacket. These things are amazing. They are stupid light, and they're awesome. The traction on the bottom of the tread, I don't know if you can see that. These things get around, so they have a little ankle cuff in them. You can't pull it out, but I'm just kind of, so like right in here, there's a little ankle cuff. If you're wading in some gobbledygook, your foot doesn't come out of these. Drake could take notes. These things are legit. These are also attached to the Sitka waders. You're spending $300, you spend $1,000. This is the quality and the difference. This is a boot. I paid $250 for this. I paid $350 for waders that I am not a fan of. I am more happy with these boots than I am with these waders. So, I would highly recommend the Lacrosse new Optifade boots. I got them in the 800 grain Thinsulate. Giant fan of these. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10. Along with the Sitka waders. I've tried on a pair. I don't own a pair yet, just because it's hard to swipe that card for that $1,000, but I endorse their product, I do, but it's still hard for me. I'm not getting paid off YouTube yet, so once that starts happening, I'll get myself a pair of Sitka waders and I will do an honest review on them. Because as of this moment, they send me nothing for free. I pay for everything. I will give an honest review if I paid for it. What is in here? Oh. Some Mojo wings, that's good. Need those. Another topic I wanted to touch on is shells. Shells is a big one. You got a lot of guys in the duck hunting industry talking about fast steel, cant cartridges, this, that, and the other. They go back and forth, black cloud. I've shot a lot of shells. I used to be a professional shooter, shot professional sporting clays for years. I've shot a lot of shells. Been sponsored by a couple companies. I can tell you right now, their shells is privy to where you're hunting. So if you're going to a dry climate, if you're going to Arizona to go hunt ducks, I don't know if there's ducks in Arizona, I'm just saying, if you're going there to hunt ducks, Arizona's a very dry state. Settle down back there. Arizona's a very dry state. If you're shooting in Arizona, I would definitely recommend something with a little more thump behind it. You get you some 3-inch. I don't really recommend anything over 3-inch for ducks. You get into geese, why not? You want to make a dent in something, sure. But 3-inch, 4-shot, 6-shot, somewhere in between there. I would say stick around the 4-shot range. But yeah, that's probably where I'd stay. Doesn't really matter of brand. I personally have shot some Boss shells. I know everybody raves about them, big money, this, that, and the other. Them things hit like no other shell I've shot for hunting. Them things munch everything they get a hold of. Went hunting with some guys in North Dakota. This guy was shooting them, and he was making pillowcases out of these ducks. So I would say I shot a few of them, and I was like, golly, man, these things are just cremating stuff. They're copper plated. They got a whole patent thing they got going on. I would recommend those. Anyway, whatever your budget can afford shell-wise, get as many as you can, because you know you're going to burn through them. Right now, I'm shooting some El Cheapo herders because they don't have anybody around us that carries any sort of amazing shell, and if they do, they're gone. So they had some cheap herders. I got them. They're like 3-shot, 4-shot, something like that. They're munching ducks. I mean, we go hunt. You put it in the right spot, it will fall. So yeah, that's another thing. Calls. This was one thing I wanted to touch on. So a lot of people are very anti spending big money on calls. I agree. I'll also touch on this lanyard a little bit too. So I have purchased a few calls. I've got some CS custom calls, Justifieds. I got 3 of those different models. This one is the Rise they have. It's dope. Would recommend it. That was the Rise. This one's the Justified. I have 2 of these. I've kind of swapped stuff around in them a little bit, but they're still original. I swapped back ends because they were different colors. I'm a fan of that. Rocking the Zinc, Nightmare on the Stage, Goose Call. It's pretty good. Big fan of that. One thing I wanted to touch on was, you know, I've got some expensive calls here. I've got some cheap ones. This is the Duck Commander Mallard Drake. This thing is like 10 bucks. I don't know how much more accurate you can get than that. Thing is, it works good. So it varies. You know, try what works for you, what works for your budget. Budget's a big thing in the duck hunting industry, so feel yourself out. Another big thing is lanyards. I got a goofy shaped neck. This lanyard, cupped up custom duck straps, made in the US of A. Still goes to show we can make a pretty amazing product when we want to. These guys hand make all their lanyards, and I'm a huge fan of it. Big fan of this. This is something I can keep for, I mean, everything's made quality here. There's metal rivets in here, you know, these metal D-rings, paracord. Paracord lasts a lifetime anyway. But the leather, you know, it's something I can keep for a lifetime. I would never, other than getting one for the YouTube channel for pictures and stuff like that, I would never have to buy another one of these. I would buy another one of these. If I was you, I'd recommend go getting in one of these. These things are awesome. My only complaint was it's hot here. We're hunting in stuff like this, maybe a long sleeve, but your neck is pretty bare. So when I put this thing on and it's raw leather on the back, it would kind of rub my neck a little bit. To the point it hurt a little bit. But now that I've worn it a little more, it's sweated in it over time. It has, my God, I'm making a video here. Can you not rice out for 5 seconds? I apologize, but the back of the neck strap over time has wore down. It has felt more comfortable now, so would absolutely recommend their product beyond a shadow of a doubt. Cupped up, custom strapped calls. Cupped up. That's the company. Would highly recommend them. So definitely go cop yourself one of these if you're in the market for a new game strap or lanyard. Would recommend. Headlamps, Amazon ones will do. Nothing special there. So yeah, I do have a layout blind. I bought I don't remember what that thing is. It's in there though. Layout blind is, I think it's a Northern Flight. It's a good layout blind. It works. You're grassing them over anyway. I don't care that it's timber, Optifade, or whatever. Mine's not. Mine's Max 7. Who cares? It's do you. Max 7 is, if you don't know and you're new to duck hunting, Max 7 is like the grass looking camo versus the Sitka Optifade stuff. So yeah, anything else you want me to touch on in the future, go ahead and leave down in the comments. I appreciate you tuning in and listening to what I have to say and listening to me ramble on for however long now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Peace.